राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी कुंज बिहारी गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Radha Gopinath Jaya Lalita Vishakha, Radha Gopinath Jaya Lalita Vishakha. Jaya Giridhari Gopal, Giridhari Gopal, Giridhari Gopal, Jaya Giridhari Gopal. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol. कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं, श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Welcome all of you for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading from the 3rd canto, 7th chapter, text number 34. दानस्य तपसो वापि यच्चेष्टापूर्तयोः फलम् प्रवासस्थस्य यो धर्मो यश्च पुंसवुतापदी. दानस्य तपसो वापि यच्चेष्टापूर्तयोः फलम् प्रवासस्थस्य यो धर्मो यश्च पुंसवुतापदी. दानस्य तपसो वापि यच्चेष्टापूर्तयोः फलम् प्रवासस्तस्य यो धर्मो यश्च पुंसवुतापदी. All Prabhujis together, can you say? Dhanasya tapaso vapi yaccheshtaputtayo phalam pravasastasya yo dharmo yascha pumsavutapadi. All Matajis together. Yo phalam. Thank you. All are satisfied now. Huh? Dhanasya of charity. Tapasaha of penance. Vapi lake. Yat that which. Cha and Ishta endeavor. Uttayoho of digging reservoirs. Yaha that which. Dharmaha duty. Yascha and which. Pumsaha of man. Uta described. Apadi in danger. Translated purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Vijara is telling to Maitreya, please also describe the fruitive results of charity and penance and of digging reservoirs of water. Please describe the situation of persons who are away from home and also the duty of a man in an awkward position. So he is asking several situations. Here he is saying that I was asking about the dan, charity, penance, tapas, and purtayoho means like social welfare activities, like digging reservoirs of water or like a water tank and things like that. And pravasastasya, when a person is traveling, what dharma you should follow, what you should not do. And one who is in an awkward position, or apat, what is the apat dharma? 5 things he is asking. Okay, let us read the purport. The digging of reservoirs of water for public use is a great work of charity, and retiring from family life after 50 years of age is a great act of penance performed by the So this is the verse. Okay, so these are the. So he's asking about the dhanasya. He's asking about tapasaha. Cheshtapurtiyoho, endeavors like digging wells. And pravasastasya, one who is away from home. And apadi, particularly one who is in distress or one is in danger, extreme situation. At the time, what is one's dharma? Is asking. So these discussions, what we are talking today, it is here. You can see this third canto, 7th chapter, 14th verse. Buddha is sharing his heartfelt realizations with Maitreya. And here he's asking about many things. We are beginning from here. In this section, Buddha inquires more in detail. After hearing about the Mahatattva, Karanataksha, Vishnu and everything, from here onwards you can see from 23 to 38 is asking the different powers of specific divisions, vibhutis, after Brahma created the Manus and the descendants of the Manus, different planets, categories of living beings and their distributions, Gunavataras and pastimes, Varnashrama. While asking these questions, Yoga, Jnana, Sankhya, as Narada Pancharatra, and about the faithless people is asking. Different species of life, 4 Purusharthas. While asking those things, this is also coming. See here, this is the point what we are discussing today. Charity, austerity, sacrifice and duties in different situations. Actually, Vidura himself is a pure devotee. He doesn't have to ask about the Samanya Dharma, but he is asking for the welfare of all the people in the world, so that they can learn. The same manner he is also asking about the creation of all living beings. Sometimes we think these are boring, not very interesting. But you will see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, even Parikshit Maharaj also is asking similar questions. So that from ABC, first you learn ABC, then you learn making words, then you make prose order sentences, then you can write poetry. So 10th canto is like poetry. Directly LKG child cannot write his own poetry. So therefore, Vidura, knowing the situation of the people in general, he is also asking questions on these things like charity. Those people who are inclined to dharma, they will naturally give charity. And they will also want to do tapasya. They also may want to know, when I am traveling, what is the standard? Like one devotee was asking, Prabhu, when you are going in the train, what time you are supposed to get up? I said, 4 o'clock. He said, okay. I thought only in temple you have to get up at 4. I said, wherever you are, get up early, get ready and chant. Otherwise, if you get up at 7 or 8 o'clock like other people, they will make so much noise. How will you chant your japa? So, one should know. Similarly, in apad dharma, like one fellow was saying that, since we had a financial crunch in our family, now I have decided not to give charity until it becomes all right. Until means when? Next lifetime? So, therefore we need to know, in crisis, how one should act. So regarding these things, each of these items is a big item. That's why I am showing the notes, so we can go a little faster while discussing. These are the things he's asking. See, till now he has been talking about metaphysics, but not just that, you see. He's asking practical dharma also now. Because sometimes metaphysical subject appears far away from us. We're talking about Karanadaksha Vishnu, millions of universes are created. And then Garbhadaksha Vishnu comes, and then Kshiradaksha Vishnu is in every atom, is in every heart. People say, okay, I have to worry about my office today. People think, what? Mataji says, I have to worry about the home, I have to cook sabji, things and all. Let Karanadaksha Vishnu do whatever he is doing. And he is doing on a very large scale. I am a very tiny personality. So that's why the Srimad Bhagavatam, it talks about the big things and also small things. It talks about things far away, it also talks about things right here and now, what we should be doing. Yeah. So, these 5 words we have to remember in this discussion today. Dan, easy to remember, charity, right? Tapas is austerity. So Ishtapurta is the social welfare activities. And pravasa is travel, isn't it? Stha means one who is situated in travel, away from home. Apade is a difficult situation. So, okay, let's proceed ahead. The purport, Prabhupada talks about these two things. Digging reservoirs is a great act of Ishtapurta, he's saying. Retiring after 50, Panchasha Urdhvam, Vanam Rajed. That is tapasya, he says. So, the Vedic Dharma strongly advocates social responsibility and spiritual progression. Sometimes people think that what are you guys doing for the world? You are just chanting Hare Krishna and dancing. Yeah, or are you doing something practical for the world? People ask this question right now. People ask. But those people know very little how Dharma is designed by God in such a way that the material welfare follows spiritual welfare like a shadow. You will see that. Like when I had gone once to Radha Govind Mandir in Jaipur, early morning, probably it must be 5 o'clock or something. In 5 o'clock there were 3,000-4,000 people. The morning, huge crowds of devotees. So we were all going around like this, circumambulating 3-4 times. So while going, I saw many people were lending out some prasad. Somebody was giving rock candy. Somebody was giving laddus. One fellow was giving Mysore pak. One fellow was giving this revdi, they call it a round one. My both hands are full. People are giving so much. So if you go 3 rounds, your breakfast will be over. So much people are giving. So the Vedic life teaches giving culture, not grabbing culture. Correct, no? Always give, you will see, and people give very happily, joyfully. Like right now, our Adani was giving in Mahakumbha. Now again, he did during this Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra also, again. Now he has declared that I want to do it again and again. In future also I want to do, he has said. So, our Dharma is such that, not that you just go to temple and you are not given any prasad. Every temple, worship, arati, everything is accompanied by prasad also. There is also prasad. So, let us imagine a beggar is living close to temple. He gets morning prasad, he gets afternoon prasad, he gets evening prasad. Like in Pune, at one point of time, I had told the management team of devotees that we should give free prasad in the morning breakfast for anybody who comes for the morning program and attends Srimad Bhagavatam class. They should get breakfast. So they don't have to cook at home. Even Mataji's Prabhuji, everybody can come and attend, the children, everybody can come. Initially they thought it was a very big thing. How will you get donation? I said, you just make a beginning, it will happen. So they started. And so much donation started coming. Dharmic people give, Then we started the Food for Life, separate department, separate kitchen, everything, started giving like that. Now almost like 200 to 300 people take prasad in the morning, daily. They come, some of them come at Mangalarti, some come at, Japa time, some come at Guru Puja time. And we saw that some come for Bhagavatam class, some come directly for prasad also. Then I asked the department, what are you guys doing? Some people are directly, they don't even enter the temple hall, they go directly to prasadam hall. So then I understood. They said, Prabhu, you don't know what we are doing in prasad hall? They asked, what is it? As soon as they come, we make them sit and chant 1 round. After that, they put on some lecture or some kirtans. So, and then only the prasadam serving starts. For those who don't go to temple hall, they have to chant at least 1 round. I thought it's a very good idea. How many of you think good idea? Correct, no? Because along with prasad, they also learned how to chant. So next day morning we announced, yesterday 250 people chanted 1 round of Mahamantra. And out of that, 30 people agreed to chant every day. Like that we announced next day morning. Like that we do. So, this team said, Prabhu, why only morning? We want to give prasad in the afternoon also. Now the afternoon I thought they will give some rice dal or something. They said, no, rice dal, sabji, chapati, everything they are giving in the afternoon. That's another 300 people take in the afternoon. So, and there is a whole department for it and a team for it. So, temple, and in the evening we distribute khichdi between 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So somebody was telling me, what if a beggar is staying next to temple, daily he comes morning, afternoon, evening? I said, what is your problem? You are not feeding him, Krishna is feeding him. Krishna is feeding all the living entities, 8.4 million species. He's feeding. So the temples are very liberal. You will see, like when we were small kids, in two hands they would give us chakra pongal, vend pongal, they used to call it. Sweet pongal and salt pongal. Then there will be a long queue of 30, 40 people. Sometimes you go wash your hand and again come and stand in the line. Again show two hands. So nobody caught us saying that, hey, second time you are taking. So in this way, the material welfare is like a shadow which follows the spiritual welfare. You will always see that, like many times people come to temple. Uh, Sometimes when mothers, fathers, they come to temple, they take darshan. Suddenly you will find in the same community they got a boy for their girl. They got married. They find, because for those parents who have girls who are very pious, though they are worried about which boy is going to marry her, isn't it? If a community is a very big community, in the same community they get a match. So that means marriage match happens, prasadam happens. Health is taken care. Everything is taken care. I found it in my native place, I found here also, Bombay also. So in this way, that is why you will see that when we talk about the spirit, we don't talk about spirit stripped off from matter. We don't talk. We talk about body, mind, soul. It's called a holistic well-being. So, that is... See, here the examples are given. The extreme example is given here of Ranti Dev. There is a pastime about Ranti Dev. In 48 days he had fasted once. His body was very emaciated, very weak, and was like sort of trembling. And he had the prasadam plate in front of him with a glass of water. At the time, one low-class man came, and one dog, one maintainer of dogs came with a pack of dogs. So like that, 3, 4 people came one after another, and they all came to seek charity. But Rantidev was seeing that the Supreme Lord is in the heart of everybody, and they all are his children, and he didn't want to see them suffer. So he prayed, offered a prayer to the Supreme Lord and said, my dear Lord, although I am breaking my fast now, I can't eat this without giving those who are coming to me seeking alms. So I would like to give them first. So he gave first person the food, second person another part of the food, third person the glass of water, and finally he had nothing to eat himself. So his body was trembling. At that time they all transformed into Brahma and Shiva and Indra and different personalities. They all showered blessings upon Rantidev, glorifying him for his charity. Why this pastime is important for us? Sometimes in churches, they have something called tithing, they call it. Tithing means the charity. Some churches have compulsory tithing. You have to give 20% or 30% of your earning. Otherwise, you cannot be a member of the church. They have like that. But you will find in our temples, in Dharma, even in ISKCON also, Prabhupada, in several places in his Srimad Bhagavatam writes, how much percentage Prabhupada says we should give? I think many may not be knowing, isn't it? You cannot not know, because he writes everywhere in his purports. What he says? 50% of one's earnings should be given. One fellow was shocked when he saw that. He took off his specs and said, he said, Prabhuji, is it 5% or 50%? I said, that's why Prabhupada doesn't put the number 50, he writes F-I-F-T-Y. See, Prabhupada's idea is what? He was telling, that boy was telling, if I give away 50% of my earning, then what will be left for my son's gratification? He asked. I said, that's the point. So imagine you are getting X amount of money. Cut 50% of that and keep it in one account called Krishna account. From that you use for all spiritual activities. You give charity to temple, some 10-20% you give charity to temple. You take for your yatras. Take money for making an altar. Or take some money for celebrating festivals. If you are inviting festivals of people in your colony, you have to spend money like that. You spend. That means that money is Brahmaspad, we call it. It's like sanctified money. You're going to use it only for Krishna, like that. There are people who do that. If one does that, then what happens? The rest of the money is completely sanctified money, pure money. So most people will say that this is too big an amount. That is why in ISKCON there is nothing like a very rigid rule we have made that everybody has to give. I generally tell the students, you give 10 to 20% of your earning. Try to give away to temple. Some boys say, Prabhu, anyway I am going to shave up, I am going to join the temple, so I don't need to give charity, right? People ask like that. I said, what is the assurance that you will join? You can't say that. What is the assurance you will even live? So we can't say how long our body will go on. So just as we take prasad every day, isn't it? We take bath every day, we brush our teeth every day. In the same manner, the charity is something which should be regularly given. Every month it should be given. And what will happen if we don't give charity, that also we should know. That money which is not sanctified will become the cause of great trouble for us. It will increase false pride. It will also increase quarrel at home. It will also become the cause of illicit thoughts. It will also become the cause of stress. Like for example, one fellow was telling he got a Diwali bonus. And he happily went home and told his wife, I got so much money, Diwali bonus. Everybody was cheerful, laughing, joking. They all had the lunch. But the post-lunch, there was a big quarrel. Because who will take that money and use it for their purpose? Wife says, why don't we get 4 more saris for me now? Money has come. And the husband has his own plan. And children have their plan. Then the husband said, maybe we'll give it in charity to temple. They all said, that is all right, no problem. So, you will see the money is called Shubha Labh, we write it right now. Shubha means Narayana. Labh means Lakshmi. If you cut Shubha, take off the Shubha, what remains? And Labh will create Lobh. Only profit will create greed. That's why Prabhupada saw when he went to America, stinking rich people are committing suicide. That's because that money is not born of yajna. That's why in 4th chapter Krishna talks about many yajnas. Towards the end he says, Sarve pete yajna vido yajna kshapita kalmashaha yajna shishta amrita bhujo yanti brahma sanatanam. He's telling the purpose of yajna, pleasing Lord Vishnu, and by giving yajna, dana, tapa, all these things, is to purify the heart and go back to God. It will take you towards Godhead if you do this type of services. Otherwise, you hoard wealth for your own sense gratification, that will become a cause of great menace, great trouble in our life. So, everybody should think about giving some charity to Lord's service directly. Like for example, those who give charity, they will be able to save money. They will be able to cut costs. And they are also giving charity. You will see that. And those who don't give charity, their mind and senses will not be controlled. So they won't be able to save money. And they won't be able to cut costs. Rather, they will become extravagant, lavish, and whatever money could have been given in charity, whatever money could have been saved, that will become the cause of their downfall. And many people who struggle with their mind and senses are not able to advance in spiritual life is because they are not purifying the wealth earned by giving charity. So, on the other hand, it's a very amazing thing for most people. How are you saying that after giving charity, how can we save? You will be able to save. Because by giving charity, you sanctify your money, you actually get the ability to live a life of self-restraint. And then you can save money. You can cut unnecessary costs. In this way, charity is important. At the same time, in the section of Dadich Muni, there is one discussion that comes up. We should not ask charity from someone who is incapable of offering that charity. Like, one family became very enthusiastic and they told one senior brahmachari was traveling. He said, Prabhu, we love your lecture so much, we want to, book you a flight ticket, or something like that, they said. He said, oh, that's all right, thank you. Then when they looked at the flight, he was telling them to book to and fro. One flight ticket was coming to 9,000 rupees. It was 18,000, they were shocked, my Lord. They thought it will be like 4,000 or something. It was almost double the amount. So they were a little embarrassed to tell that we cannot book. Somehow they express to some another family and the other family share there. So, therefore, those who are in the receiving end of charity, one should be very careful not to overtax a donor beyond one's capacity. Like say somebody tells you that, I want to give you a gift on your birthday. If somebody tells you, if you say that, oh, that's very good, why don't you give me a laptop? If you say, my Lord, laptop is 80,000 rupees. I wanted to give this fellow a gift for 1,000 rupees. Correct? No? Therefore, one should know the person's capacity. Whenever anybody told me, anytime, that Prabhu, we want to give you a gift, we have gained so much from you. I don't directly deal with them. I tell my assistant, say, whatever is their quota, take them to the bookstall and, I have a list of 200 books I want. In that, find out their quota and ask them to tick mark whichever book they want to give, that they can give. That way I am happy, they are happy also. Correct, no? We should not tax a person beyond his pocket. That is considered sin also. At the same time, if somebody is capable of giving, at the same time conjuice, miserly, they are not giving, then that is also sin, it is said. You are capable of giving, but you are not giving. That is also improper. Like you are sitting in the train, some beggar is coming, begging for something. Some people say, like the people say like that. It's not that they can't just give a little bit, but they drive him away. That is also sin, according to Dharma. So everybody should give something. Like we always carry cookies with us. Any beggar you see, you just give, say Hare Krishna. Then the spiritual life of that poor jiva starts immediately. Somebody was telling, Prabhuji, don't give these cookies in the signal. He said, why? Immediately this fellow will bring a dozen more beggars. I said, what is your problem? We want them to come. Let everybody get a cookie. No, Prabhuji, pocket will get over. Then you carry more. Isn't it? Actually, we should never be miserly in giving little charity. So you will see in India, traditionally, our Vedic culture is, in the train, many beggars come, they get 50 paise, 25 paise, 1 rupee, little. And you will see that in the course of the time, they are able to have enough to go on, correct, no? So, we generally give like prasadam or something because we don't want them to misuse. Like once when I was studying in Madras, Chennai, I never would give money very easily unless I think the candidate is qualified. So in the railway station, I saw one fellow had a hand broken up to this, leg also broken, and he was standing with his crutch, I thought this is the right candidate for my 2 rupees charity. So every day I used to, 2 rupees, I used to give him. So after 6 months, one day when I was coming to the station, he was smoking cigarette. I was shocked. Hey, I am not giving you charity for smoking. What is this? He said, you see, generally if I get more than 50 rupees per day, I smoke, he said. And if I get more than 100, I drink also, he said. My Lord, then I stopped giving. I don't give. But later on I was wondering what I should do. If you give money, people misuse it, isn't it? I want to make sure it goes for the right cause. What to do? Later on in Prabhupada's books I understood, unless you cleanse the mind of the jivas, you cannot do any good to them. They are definitely going to misuse. So that is the reason we give them prasadam and we give them the holy name. Prasadam and holy name both are purifying. Some beggars will throw away the prasad also. You've seen that? If you give, because they get abundantly. That they don't want. They want money for sinful activities. That we should not give. But Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, in case you don't have any prasad with you, that is your mistake that you are not carrying any prasad. Therefore you have to give some money. And that money can be misused. That's a possibility. That's why devotee means you carry prasad always. So in this way, Pranti Dev's charity is glorified here. Donating to temples, feeding the needy, supporting education, all these things. See, tapas, austerity. Ambarish Maharaj, disciplined life is glorified here. See, there are 4 phases of life. First 25 years, next 25, third 25, fourth 25. It may not be exactly 100 years because people live sometimes 70, 80 years also. But in general, I can say, first 25 years, learn and grow. Second 25 years, engage and earn. Third 25 years, detach and attach. Fourth 25 years, pray and prepare. So what is the first 25 years I told you? Learn and grow. So you ask anybody, what is the meaning of learn and grow? People generally think learn means go to school, college and learn. And grow means just grow in size. As your shirt becomes tight, get a new clothes you get. That is not learn and grow. Learn and grow means learn Shastras by going to Gurukul, correct? No? And grow in maturity and ability to discriminate. What to pick in life, what to drop in life. Yes to Krishna, no to Maya. So one should develop that ability. Learn and grow means that. So first 25 years are very good for spiritual education because you get the foundation of life with that. And then next 25, what I said? Engage and earn. What is engage? So I asked this question to a group of youth. They said, I think probably engage means engagement ring will come. And earn means join IT company and make money. Is it the meaning? Engage means engage in devotional service. And earn bhakti sukriti. And husband and wife should together engage. Just like in Vedic sacrifices, you see husband and wife sitting together. You have seen that? They together take part in yajna. Similarly, husband and wife should cooperatively work together to perform devotional service. Now you see which home is considered an ideal home of a grihastha, where the Lord in the altar is attended every day. Like you take off the dry flowers, put fresh new flowers, offer some bhoga regularly to the Lord. Aarti is done. If not in the morning, at least in the evening, at least one time of the day, Aarti is done. Festivals are celebrated. Invite the neighbors and all the people in your locality and then conduct some festival utsavams for the Lord. Conduct some weekly classes for children or for weekly classes for the congregations. So when a man invites people to his home and cooks prasad and distributes, then his possessiveness of his wife and children will reduce. He will not become very possessive and attached. Rather, his attachment becomes purified. Similarly, if a woman is ready to cook prasad, not alone, but with the help of other Matajis also, then that is a tapasya for her. To feed so many people is not very easy. Imagine 40, 50 people come to your home, you have to cook prasad for them and feed them. It's a tapasya, isn't it? So, and also the children are enthusiastic, they bring flowers, they make garland, they offer to Lord. Then the home becomes like a temple. Like he says, Ye dina grihe bhajana deki grihe te goloka bhai. Like that he's saying. Who? Bhaktivinoda Thakur. When I returned home in the evening, he had 10 children. All of them were chanting and dancing, beating mridangam, doing Gaura Arati. And there was a beautiful roaring Sankirtan going on. And he says, is it home or is it temple? He's saying. He felt like that when he came home. So in this way, the home is supposed to be very vibrant, engage and earn. Engage all family members and everything. But now with the increasing complexity of life, sometimes man is working and woman is also working and children are going for so many karate classes or swimming or dancing classes and evening. They are very busy. And if you have to organize a program in a house, it's like a tedious task now. One time I was speaking like this in an audience in Pune and I asked, how many of you would like to organize Bhagavatam study circle in your home? I asked. Because that whole lecture was about Gali Gali Mein study circle. That's what we started. And I told the brahmacharis are ready to come. How many of you would like to start? Enthusiastically, some 50 people raised a hand. I thought 50 programs immediately. But some of them slowly turned to their wife's side to check. And the wife got shocked. How this fellow is raising hand? Because he is not going to cook. He will bring people who will cook. Now she has to cook. And slowly some hands came down. So because it's not very easy. Some people do catering. They think catering would be easy. You just cater for 40, 50 people. Some people say we have one extra house we have. There you do program and go, but don't come here. Some people say. Because to open your door is to compromise on your freedom and privacy for one evening, which is also tapasya. You think we can relax at home. If people come, we have to attend to them, serve them. But that tapasya is purifying. You see, brahmacharis are living in the temple. Every morning they have that, and then they have their tapasya of controlling the senses and mind and going out and preaching. They have no private life. Guror hitam, it said. Brahmachari gurukule vasandanto guror hitam. Now for a grihastha to become a guror hitam, these are all little tapasya kept. Like that. So any grihastha is bold and fearless in adopting some tapasya like rising in the morning and chanting. And nowadays, after the COVID, one nice thing is happening. Many grihasthas are nowadays online Zoom japa they are doing with their own group of people, which is very good. Because others have to come in the group, means we have to definitely join. They must be getting a potential, which is very nice. So that will create overall upliftment in consciousness of so many devotees. So now, and then purta karma, public welfare, digging wells, planting trees, building shelters. One old man, 95-year-old man, was digging the ground and putting a seed of what do you call it, coconut tree, a sapling he was placing. At that time, another fellow came, and one young man came and said, "Hey, you are putting this coconut sapling. By the time it comes up and produces coconut, you will be dead and gone. How are you going to drink coconut water?" He said, "Why are you foolish? This is not for me, this is for my grandchildren," he said. This is the social responsibility. You think about other people in society. For example, in Pandharpur, ISKCON made a ghats. You saw that? In Chandrabhaga Bank. It's only Lokanath Maharaj took it up. And he agreed to do that in Chandrabhaga River. Actually, every organization, almost 6-8 organizations were given one section of the ghat. The only ghat which is ready is ISKCON's ghat now. They have made it now. Other organizations are allotted area, but they are going to do it in future. But ISKCON has already done it. You will see that How many of you have been to Pandharpur Ghat? You have seen that? Isn't it? Yeah. So now in that place, a very huge temple is going to come up now. Pandharpur, like 150 crores, very big temple is coming now. So making ghats like that for yatriks, how many people go in taking the palki? You have seen that? Many old men, old women, bag. And the night they just keep the bag like this and they sleep on the side of the road. You will see what austerity. People do, lakhs of people. I only knew that they come to Pandharpur during the Ashadha Ekadashi. Recently I came to know 4 times a year people come. Ashadha Ekadashi is the biggest one. But other times also they come, almost every quarter on different occasions. So they do kirtan, they have pravachans, and many different people give charity of prasadam, correct now? So in this way, everybody's consciousness is completely absorbed. Let us see whether I have it just a minute.
This is one of the world's largest religious gatherings. There are over a million people who walk more than 200 kilometers, and there are no organizers, no chaos here. Just pure devotion. Sounds impossible, but it happens every year in Maharashtra. And it's called the Wari. The Wari is a 700-year-old tradition that starts from Dehu and Alandi, the hometowns of Saint Tukaram and Jnaneshwar. They carry palkis of these saints and travel all the way to Pandharpur, the home of Lord Vithala. This is one of the most disciplined mass gatherings on earth. Each group is called a Dindi, has its own rules, its own rhythm, no external enforcement, just deep-rooted belief. When this Wari reaches Pune, the entire city pauses. Kids join in, even working professionals become Warkaris. It is so unique, it is nominated for UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage. It is not just a journey, it's faith on foot. The rhythm of the dhol, the chants of Vithala Vithala, the saffron flags fluttering in the monsoon wind, Pune becomes a pilgrim itself. The Wari is also a reminder that even in today's fast-paced world, there is still space for stillness, surrender, and for soul.
सारे संपुदे
How the culture and devotion blends together here in this wonderful festival. So that's why Prabhupada spoke on these three words: education, culture, and devotion. So the Vedic education is about matter, spirit, and the controller of both, which is Ishvara. So when there is a proper education, people know why am I doing what I am doing, where will I go when I do this. Education. And this is culture which I showed you. And ultimately leading to devotion, awakening of devotion. So in such activities, the Purta Karma, it appears to be mundane, but it can become spiritualized. Like Pandharpur, if you are making the ghats, somebody may say, why are you doing a mundane activity? But mundane appears mundane, but who are the beneficiaries of that? All these old yatriks who come, it was all full of kichad before. They find it difficult because half the leg goes inside. But once you have the ghats, they bless those who have done, and then it's a very wonderful seva it is. So, and Dharma in exile, the pravas, challenge of being away from home. See, when somebody is away from home for the business purpose or education purpose, like there are many children coming from devotee families, they have to study abroad. When they go for their undergrad or postgrad. Now, when one goes away from home, the culture that was given to them at home, whether they will follow it or not, it's up to their individual fixity in Krishna consciousness, correct? No? Because character means what you are when no one is around you. That's the definition of character. So, when one goes away from protective environment, then one can fall prey to illicit habits, which means one should be. When Gandhi was going for barrister, his parents were very worried about that. He is going to a foreign land, he will eat beef, he will mix with women and he will get ruined. But he promised that I will maintain my pure character. So when he went to London, he didn't get any proper food anywhere. He was taking this potato, he used to have this potato on groundnut. He used to put it in the red hot coal and roast it, with some salt, and that's what he was eating. Most of the days he was eating that. Very strict in character, and also he completed his barrister and came back safely without falling prey to any vices. So, and maintaining spiritual practices. Not only we should not do the wrong things, but we should do the right things also. Like, every day chanting with devotees in the temple or in your own home is very easy. But when you're traveling, it can be a little difficult. You're traveling in a flight or you're traveling in a train, lot of noise all around. So one may become a bit slack if you're traveling for a week or two. So one has to protect those standards of lifestyle as well as reading, japa, all those things. Like Pandavas had to go to forest. They remained righteous wherever they were. Lord Rama had to go to forest also. They maintained the righteousness. And the dharma in distress, apadi dharma, upholding core values even in crisis. Sometimes you find a person, when he's put in crisis, they buckle, they collapse. Till then they might have been good. For example, a gentleman who is truthful, whenever he faces a financial crunch in his life, he may take some bribe, under the table money. So he may become corrupt. That's why a devotee means in rain or shine, one should stick to the pure standards. At the same time, apadi dharma is such a dharma that Bhishma Pitamah in Mahabharata is explaining in which situations dharma can be relaxed. For example, there's a story of one Rishi, Kaushik. He saw that one cow was running very fast, hastily, with great fear. It was a frightened cow. It entered into his hermitage. And 5-10 minutes later, one butcher was running behind, running. he also came that way. He saw the Rishi taking bath in the pond. He asked, "Did you see a cow?" And the Rishi was thinking. Quickly he made a decision what to say. If he says yes, the fellow will go inside the hermitage, drag the cow out and take it for butchering. If he says no, then he will go ahead. Correct, no? And if he says yes, truth is maintained, but the cow is going to be killed. So, for the protection and safety of the cow, he told a lie. He said, "No, I didn't see a cow going," like that he said. So then the man ran ahead. So one should know, sometimes for protecting a life, one may have to tell a lie. That's called apati dharma. Exceptional circumstances. If you are going to stick to rigid application of dharma in the name of speaking the truth, then we won't be able to protect the cow. So here he is giving an explanation. When Yudhishthira questioned about this, Bhishma said, certain rules may be relaxed to protect life or truth or higher dharma. A person may speak an untruth to save an innocent life. A warrior may fight unfairly if the enemy uses deception. As in striking of Duryodhana, it requires a little explanation. You see, Duryodhana and Bhima were very, very powerful. They both were fighting for quite some time. And Duryodhana was killed because he was trained by Balaramji. And Bhima, he had raw strength. So which is greater? Raw strength is greater, skill is greater? Skill is greater, naturally. But still, because his raw strength was so powerful, still Duryodhana, even with all his skills, Duryodhana actually maneuvered many, many skills while fighting. That's why it was taking time. But at one point of time, Krishna gave a clue to Bhima, because Bhima had taken a vow when Draupadi was about to be disturbed. That time, Karna was the one who told to bring Draupadi. Dushasana dragged and brought her. And after that, Duryodhana, slapped his thigh and said, "Oh lady, now you have become mine. Come and sit on my lap." Like that he slapped his left thigh. So Draupadi was shattered to see his rash speech like that. At that time, as soon as he heard it, Bhima took two vows. He told that the same thigh on which he told Draupadi to sit, I will shatter it. He took one vow. And then he told Dushasana, "You heartless rogue, you are trying to disrobe Draupadi. I will take out your heart and kill you." So that is why Bhima took he told Yudhishthira Maharaj that all the 100 Kauravas should not be touched to anybody except me. I will only finish them. He was the one who finished all of them. Yeah. So he had to fulfill his vow. At the same time, while fighting, if you are hitting somebody below the navel, or in the thigh or the leg, that is considered not according to the codes of fighting. So as Bhima was fighting, at one point of time, Duryodhana, to escape the blow, he jumped above the ground with both the legs. At that time, when Bhima hit, his hit fell on the thigh. It is simultaneously right and wrong. Because when a person is jumping off the ground with both legs, when you are hitting on the thigh, it is equal to hitting on the side of the body. That way Bhima is right, and Bhima would be considered wrong because the thigh was broken. Correct? In this way, Krishna adjusted it, because as soon as Duryodhana fell flat on the ground, then immediately Balaramji was very upset with Bhima. Balaramji was watching. Immediately Krishna went and caught hold of the feet of Balaramji so much so that Balaram couldn't move on. He said, Bhaya, please don't be upset. Pandavas are all virtuous, you see. And Bhima has already taken a vow, and long before Maitreya also predicted that Duryodhana will be killed in this way by beaten in the thigh. So, because Krishna was lovingly pressurizing him, Balaram had to keep quiet after that. So, in this way, sometimes the king may bend rules to protect citizens, like taxes, for example. King may waive off the taxes, especially in famine, when people are suffering from famine and things like that. See, Bhishma emphasized that intent, bhav, and motive are very crucial. A rule broken for selfish gain is adharma. But a rule adjusted for protecting higher values is true dharma, like that he says. So there is more description from protection of life, virtue, justice, and path back to God. Like we say that, like, imagine somebody is inviting you, please come, let's go to a movie. And you know that it's not a good movie, you don't want to go. If you say no, they'll sentimentally attack you. See, you are friends for last 20 years, you are friends and you are saying no. What to do? If you tell them I have a headache, they will take a Saridon, come with me. You'll be all right. Instead you can say, I am having dysentery, you can say. Then they cannot call you. Because dysentery means anytime you have to go to washroom. So now you are telling a lie that is called as a transcendental lie. Correct, no? By telling that lie, why? Your intention is not to hurt that person. Your intention is to save yourself for protecting your devotional service. Yeah. Like sometimes your relatives call you for a marriage and you know that the food is not cooked by devotees and it is a karmi marriage. And so intelligent devotees, what they do, they go at an appropriate time, they know when to go, meet the bride and bridegroom and give them the gifts and take a photo, take a photo with them and praise them, glorify them, and slowly they'll slip out after some time. Because you have completed the ritual of going. At the same time, when the food is being served, you don't show up there, you escape. So, and they are also busy, fortunately. In this way you can escape. So one should know how to protect one's devotional service also, purity of one's devotional service. So the Apad Dharma is explained also. So Dharma is classified as Samanya Dharma, Vishesha Dharma, Apad Dharma. See, three things. Universal Dharma, role-specific Dharma, and emergency duty. So truthfulness, compassion, non-violence, self-control, these are all Samanya Dharma. But role-specific is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they have their specific Dharma. Yeah. Like for example, a Brahmana who is not satisfied will perish, Chanakya says. And a Kshatriya who is satisfied will perish, he says. That means Kshatriya should always be ambitious in ensuring that whole world follows the Dharma. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj, why he became king of the whole world? Because he wanted to establish Dharma in the whole world. Kshatriya should be ambitious, but a Brahmana should be satisfied, he says. But Kshatriya's ambition should be tempered by Sattva of the Brahmana. Therefore we call as Raja Rishi, we call. Like Chandragupta Maurya had Chanakya, Shivaji Maharaj had Samartha Ramdas, like that. So the passion of a Kshatriya is like a flood, but Brahmana's support is like a dam. So when you have a dam stopping the water, then the water can be used for irrigation, other things very nicely. So that's why a king should be like Raja Rishi. So everybody has a specific this thing. Like a Brahmana should not accept salary. He only accepts charity. And Kshatriya should not accept charity. He should only accept tax. Of course, Kshatriya may be given gifts out of love by people. That is different thing. But Kshatriya doesn't live on charity like the Brahmins. He may be given, so he should collect tax. Similarly, the Shudra is not given money because he will use it for drinking and smoking. He is given food, clothing, shelter. So Vedas are so clear about, everyone's dharma. And the Vaishya dharma is give charity to Brahmins, give tax to Kshatriyas, and give facilities to Shudra, like that. Like that each of them have their duties, like that. So, by the time I kept it deeper points, you run out of time now. Okay, let us see. So this is 17th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Something very important. 3 types of charity is given here. You all can see that letter. Is it big enough? Datavyam iti yaddanam. Okay, I'll make it bigger for you. You can see, no? Datavyam iti yaddanam. Diyate nupakarine. Deshe kale cha patre cha. Tadnanam satvikam smritam. Yeah. See, here Krishna is telling here that, uh, how should... Huh? Acha, is it? That causes the problem. Okay, I'll do one thing. That's fine. That's all right. Okay. See, okay, I'll remove this thing. All right? Okay. See, giving wealth in a sattvic way brings purification, which means in sattvikam, charity without expecting return expands consciousness. You see? So one should, dhatavyam iti, it's my duty to give dhan, I should give. Similarly, while working also, a person in the devotee thinks, it's my duty to get up in the morning. It's my duty to complete my 16 rounds before going out anywhere. It's my duty to do the aratis. It's my duty to water tulasi and circumambulate tulasi. Guru has told me I have to do it. It is good for me. It will purify me. It will elevate me. It will please the Guru and Krishna also. I must do it. So those who are in Sattva-guna, they have that very strong discipline, sense of discipline and determination and conviction. We should do this. It is the right thing to do. If something is right, it has to be done at any cost. Datavyam iti yadnanam diyate anupakarine. You don't expect anything in return when you do. Like His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Maharaj, when he was guiding, somebody was asking, Maharaj, so-and-so is asking some charity, can I give? And that person says he will give it back, but not very sure. So once he was telling, see, if you are able to give it like charity, assuming that it's not going to come back, and then if he gives back, you'll be grateful. And if he doesn't give back also, you didn't expect. Correct, no? So like that he told them. If you are ready to give like that, then only you give. Otherwise don't give. So the solution, I found it so amazing, what he said. So similarly, in the platform of Sattva, we want only two things: purification of heart and liberation from suffering. These are Sattva people. In Vishuddha Sattva, only one expectation: to please Guru and Krishna. That's all. When you are beyond three gunas, you only want to do activities for pleasing Guru and Krishna. That's all. Whereas in Sattva Guna, we want to get liberation from sufferings, from cycle of birth and death. And we want purification of heart. Yeah. Without expectation of return. See, Srimad Ramacharya says with conviction that it should be given. Yeah. And then he's saying, in the next verse, in Rajoguna he's saying, Rajoguna people, why they give? It says that they want to either get some gifts in this world, like in this hand you give charity, in this hand you want something in return. Balaji, I'll give you 1 lakh if you give me 5 lakh in my business. You give me 5 lakh, I'll give you 1 lakh. So some kind of business mindset is there. And some people give away charity, later on they lament, I think I gave too much, I should have not given so much. They feel like that. That is also in passion. After giving, somehow somebody told them to give, they gave, but later on they feel that, oh, I think I gave too much. That is also in Rajaguna. Yeah. Yattu pratyupakarartham. They want something in return. Phalam uddishya vapunaha diyate cha pariklishtam. After giving, they get klishtam. I gave too much. I think I gave 5,000. I could have given only 2,000. I think like that. Taddanam rajasam smritam. He's saying that is Rajaguna. Also sometimes Guruji is asking, so how much more we want to buy that land? He says, we need 30 lakhs more. And then somebody is standing slightly behind the Guru. Guru is looking around, who can give 30 lakhs, who is capable? And then Guruji will spell out the name. Where is that so-and-so disciple? And then you would, Maharaj, I am here. Then he may come. Okay, would you like to give? Okay, Maharaj, if you say I will give it, they may give. But he didn't have a mind to give. But because now Guru has told he has to give. Somebody gives like that. That is also in Rajasic. See how much intentions are involved. Because this fellow hoped and prayed that somebody else will be asked to give and they will give. But when he is asked to give, he has respect for Guru, but at the same time, voluntarily it didn't come in his mind. And Guru says he will do, under some obligation. That is also in Rajasic. Yeah. You see? And then he is saying, Adesha kale yaddanam apatrebhyascha diyate asatkritam avajñatam tat tamasam udahritam. These fellows who give in tamoguna, they don't give proper attention and respect to those who are giving. For example, you go to somebody's house, the person thinks he's very rich, he's a big man. And when some sadhus come, he says, he gives sadhus money as if he's giving some bhiksha to them. He doesn't have any respect for them. That's what he's saying here. See, charity given with this regard, as a result with discourtesy. Sripad Ramanachari has nicely explained this. See, pada prakshalanadi satkaram ashunyam avajñatam tiraskara yuktam. He's saying, either he doesn't wash the feet or he doesn't bow down, and he doesn't do any satkar. Satkar means proper dignity, respect he doesn't give. Like if somebody comes to your house, immediately you should fold the palms and you should bow down on the ground without any hesitation and welcome them in the house and be available. Sometimes the person is just sitting inside the room and some visiting sadhus coming to the home. Others, children may be welcoming, others may be welcoming. But the man who is the Yajaman of the house, he should come out. Sometimes you go for doing a program, the Yajaman is in the office still. He has not come in the evening for the program. And then people say, oh, he will come only at 10 o'clock. But if you are organizing a program once in a year, you should take a leave and come. One should be available personally. That's a sign of respect. If you are not coming, that means this visit of this saintly person is not very important for you. And therefore, in any place I go, anybody invites me, the first thing I will ask, is the male member of the family available? Then only I will go. I will not just, Mataji is calling, we don't go. You should be Yajaman, you should be available. That's a sign of respect also. And he's also satkara shunyam, avajñatam, disrespect, tiraskara yuktam. Also, while speaking, using low forms of address in speaking also. While talking to saintly persons, there is a way of talking. One should supplicate oneself and be submissive while speaking. One cannot speak rashly, or one cannot speak in a way like you deal with some servants or ordinary people. Because saintly people actually carry God in their heart. So one has to have some reverence for them. And also, this fellow says, apradebhyo vita nata nartakadibhyo. Sometimes these passionate people give money for cinema actors, for directing some movie or some cabaret dance, they give some charity. Or some, vita nata nartakadibhyo is saying, rogues and vulgar actors and dancers. Even if it is given in a proper time and place and all that, because it's given for a wrong cause, correct, no? Like say, for example, they are going to put an orchestra in some village or some town. On the stage, all cinema songs are going to go and some kind of disco dance is going to happen. And he says, I will sponsor 10 lakh for that. It's useless. It's going to pollute the minds of people. So that is also in passion. Like this. So now here comes a very, very important point. Penance, sacrifice, charity, foods, all are contaminated by three gunas, as I just now told you. In Sattva-guna, Raja-guna, Tama-guna, there is some contamination. How to remove that contamination? While giving charity, we should say, Om Tat Sat. Repeat. Om Tat Sat. Om means the Supreme Lord Krishna says, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. And as soon as you say Tat, immediately cut the material component from it. Till then it is material. It is covered with contamination. When you say Tat, that means you cut the material component and make it spiritual. And Sat means it becomes Amritam, Amritatvam, eternal. It is no more temporary. Therefore we say Om Tat Sat Iti. He says. So one should say that. Prabhupada writes that While you are saying Om Tat Sat, you also should chant another verse. He says, Om Tat Vishnum Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha Divya Chakshuratatam Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagravam Samindate. And then he says, Om Tat Sat, you say. Recite these two verses after giving any charity, then your charity is completely spiritualized. Which means there might have been some contamination, but that contamination is removed, he says. Like that he says. See, here one example of, Narada is telling about four people, Shibi, Vasumanta, Pratardhana and Ashtaka. Four kings he's talking about. About Ashtaka he said, this Ashtaka, he acquired lot of merit by giving charity. He says that one time, Narada says, when I had gone to him for some charity, a lot of cows were grazing there, and Narada asked him, to whom all these cows belong to? He asked him. So this fellow said, all these cows have been given by me in charity to Brahmins. Like that he very proudly spoke. Who? This Ashtaka. So he said, therefore when he is going to heaven, very soon he will come down. He will not be able to stay long, he said. Then there is another king called, and Pratardhan, I think. Pratardhan. So he was riding on a chariot and one Brahman came and begged him for alms. But then the Brahman, the king said, I will give you later, now I am busy. But Brahman insisted, no, now only I want. So then he gave one of the horses of the chariot to him. He gave. And then other Brahmins also gathered there. Then he gave them other parts of the chariot, some gold, silver, everything. And then later on he was telling, these Brahmins took away everything, like that he spoke. Because he spoke ill of them, therefore he will be the second one to fall from the heaven, he said. Like that he said. And then thirdly, Narada said about Vasumanta. So he got a very beautiful chariot made. While making chariot, one Brahman came and said, oh, this chariot is very beautiful, he said. I think you are liking it? Okay, you take it. He gave it to him. Then when he was making second chariot, another Brahman came and appreciated the chariot. He gave him the second one. Like this, he gave multiple chariots to multiple Brahmins. And then 3 times when he gave, he tauntingly spoke of the Brahmin, and because of this he would return, he said. What he was telling was, every time I made a chariot, some Brahman came and they took the chariot. Like that he said. And that should not be spoken. See, all of you think for a moment. We speak some loose words sometimes, correct? No? We don't know the effect of that. We may be thinking nobody knows. I am only talking to myself. We may think like that. But Dharma is such a deep thing. There is a result for our intention also. What type of intention with which we speak. Finally, Narada said, amongst all these kings, the best is Shibi Chakravarti. You all know that Shibi, when the dove came flying for safety, dove told him, you protect so many humans, am I not your praja? And king said, don't worry, I will take care of you. He took the dove and kept with him. Then the eagle came. Eagle said, what about me? I am also your praja. What about my food? Then the king said, I will give you equivalent amount of food. Then in a balance, he cut his own flesh from his thigh and put it. Then little more he put. Some or other, the dove was very heavy. Finally, Shibi Chakravarti saw, even after cutting many portions of his body and giving, still the weight was not balanced. Finally, he only sat. He told the eagle that you take me, you can eat me up. At that time, all great personalities like Brahma, Indra, Shiva and all appeared. And they told, Shibi, the world has never seen someone like you who gives charity of even oneself. And Narada said, Shibi is even better than me also. He says here, you see. The remaining two, Narada said that he himself would return first from heaven, but Emperor Shibi will not return, he said, because the kind of charity that he did was extraordinary. Similarly about Karna also, you all know that Karna is glorified for charity. One time, even Duryodhana became envious of Karna once, because one Brahman was going with a bullock cart full of wood, firewood. So he went through Duryodhana's palace and he stopped and then told Duryodhana, see Duryodhana, you are not even as charitable as Karna, he said. Duryodhana became a little upset. He said, why are you saying this? He said, see, I asked you for firewood. You said that all the firewood is wet, behind your palace because of the rains, and you couldn't give me. But when I went and asked Karna, Karna tore down one building and took all the beams and cut it into wooden pieces, and then he gave me firewood. Now I am carrying it now in my bullock cart. He was selling. Such is his charity. And you all know Karna also gave Indra the Kavacha Kundal, correct, no? Later on, when he was about to die in the battle, again Indra came in the form of a Brahman and asked, do you have any charity for me? He said, the only thing I have is the golden tooth. So already his body was bleeding and everything, but he took a stone and hit the tooth and then took off and gave it, which is considered extremely rare and extraordinary type of charity. He is glorified for being a Danavir. At the same time, see this point here. Here, this point is very important. Karna, the son of, he is called as Dhanashura Karna, most generous personality. But Karna's life was filled with dilemmas. Though Banash Kshatriya, he was very Shuddha family, though powerful like Arjuna, all that is said, but his attachments clouded his discrimination, but his Dana remained unparalleled to his very end. But the final test, I told you this, here it says here, at the end of this, Karna's charity was sublime, but was not liberating. Why? Because while he gave everything he had, he never gave himself to the Supreme Lord. His life, though filled with dharma in parts, was clouded by loyalty to Duryodhana and enmity to Pandavas. Despite his valiant deeds and immense dhan, he remained aloof from bhakti. Therefore, he did not attain liberation. So Prabhupada is saying, charity is good, but unless it is directed towards satisfying the Supreme Lord, it remains within the realm of karma, he says. That means we should transform the mundane karma into divine karma, which is akarma. That's very important. Yeah. So, we didn't get time for this tapasya, vanaprastha, something I told you. You can read this, I will give it as homework now. 17.17, okay? 17.17, 17.18, 17.19, these three verses and purports, if you read, you will appreciate that. And one last thing, I'll complete this Ishta Purta, welfare work. See, Ishta means Vedic sacrifices, and Purta means public works like, wells, roads, water tanks, and all these things. In Karmakanda, these are very important for them because they want to go to heaven, so they do these things. But we can spiritualize this also. For example, Annamrit, midday meals, they are distributing to school children, correct now? Like 80,000, 100, like sometimes few lakhs, 5 lakh, 10 lakh children are getting prasadam in the schools. So many of the children actually come from very, very poverty-stricken, below poverty line families also. So feeding them. Similarly, ISKCON Govardhan villages, sustainable reservoirs and organic farming, these are also coming in this. Ishtapurta. Yeah. See, there is a Puranic story of a poor man who dug small well for travelers. He didn't know the scripture but earned the blessings, it is said. So, and the last thing, I think this is very important, dharma away from home, correct, no? Because many of us travel out. It's very important. Pravasasta. Like, when you're traveling out in cities, japa, association, reading scripture, following the vows, one should maintain. That's the point. Like Prabhupada in America is an example, isn't it? Yeah. So some takeaway lessons are here to say for professionals. Don't wait till retirement. Practice tapasya through regulated life. See, some people think that I will go on with life till 50 and 50, suddenly I will take vanaprastha. It doesn't happen like that. We should take little bit service and slowly reduce the material life and increase the spiritual life. When my eldest sister, she was celebrating Shashti of the Purti in Bangalore. So I couldn't go, but I talked to them on Zoom. At the time, I was reading some literature about what is the Shashti Abdi Purta. Shashti Abdi means 60 years. So they do a second marriage, they do. Of course, second marriage is the same person only. You don't have to do with somebody. So, but why it's considered marriage? She was telling, now I am already, my husband is 60 now. I feel shy for all this, again, marriage type of celebration and all. What is this? Then I told her, wait a minute, let me read more. And then I'll tell you what it is, this marriage. And then in 80 also they have third one also. So, this, how this is celebrated. When I read it, I understood. In the Vedas it is said, it is called as Ugra Ratha Shanti, it is said. It is considered that between 25 to 60, your Grihastha life is called as Ugrarath. Why? Because husband and wife are boarding the chariot and many problems are coming. It's a very, very difficult situation because children are tender, to grow them. Sometimes a child puts the cooker weight in the mouth, you have to take care. Sometimes touching the fire, mothers know how difficult it is to take care of the child. Similarly, man has to go and fetch money. Sometimes money is not enough. And sometimes owner of the house is telling you to vacate the house. Sometimes job situation is changed sometimes. Very difficult life it is. When children grow up, do you think problems are finished? Another type of problem comes. They are afraid that the girl should not elope with the boy. Or a boy should not become a drug addict. They have fears. So it's not easy family life. Making purposes, running a family is more difficult than running a kingdom, he says. So, but when you become 60, what the Vedas say, the marriage is done. Why? At 25, you do marriage to take responsibility. At 60, you do the second marriage to give up responsibility. To whom? To sons and daughters. Develop. And that's what I forgot to tell you. Detach and attach. Detach from material life and attach to Krishna. One businessman, Pune, came and said, Swamiji, I have 3 sons and 1 daughter. And I have 4 industries I have. All 4 of them have taken away my 4 industries. They said, Papa, you don't worry, we will run it. You don't come only. We will take care. Now I have become detached because I am forced to be detached now. They are not allowing me to come. They are saying they will run the show. Then I said, so what's your plan? How old are you? He said, I'm 68, he said. So what's your plan? He said, therefore I'm starting a new industry. Really? He said, I am detached from the old industries, now I'm starting a new industry. He said. So I told him, attach is not to a new industry, attach is to whom? Krishna. That's the point, detach and attach. And beyond 75, pray and prepare. Develop a prayerful mood, prepare yourself. Anytime you will leave the body and go back to Godhead, you should go. So in this way, in this way, the Ugra Ratha Shanti was telling you, the 60th year marriage is done. Its significance is that now reduce your material involvement. Don't try to micromanage the children. Leave them. They will do it. The more you are detached, then old is gold. If you are not detached, then children will get irritated. They will not like it. And then for students, what is it? Practice tapasya by regulating internet and sleep. So, if a student can avoid using mobile, morning till 9 o'clock, any student keeps his mobile inside the locker. He locks it up. He is a great tapasvi. The first thing, he doesn't open the mobile in the early morning. He keeps it locked. And once in a week, one day, digital detox. You keep your smartphone away for one day. It's a very big achievement. You don't have to be like Vishwamitra, 60,000 years doing penance in the forest. This is more than that. I can give Jnanadan of Gita. Okay, Vidura is asking questions not for knowledge but for applying wisdom, you see. So many things you learn today, isn't it? This is the last one, I think. Yeah, this is the last one. So what does the charity do? Purification of heart when it is done with devotion. Krishna says after explaining about all the yajnas also, if it is done with awareness, the purification is enormous. Penance is not for renunciation, it is for training. Like His Holiness Jayadut Maharaj was telling, one old man he met, he asked, what are you doing? He said, Maharaj, now vanaprasth, he said. You're vanaprasth, what are you doing? Morning I get up, I read newspaper 3 hours. Evening I watch TV another 4 hours. Daytime I take my grandson for a walk. In this way I am a vanaprasth, he said. Maharaj said, what vanaprasth is this? What spiritual thing are you doing? Vanaprastha actually means, Prabhupada expected vanaprastha means you sleep early, rise early, perform all your spiritual morning duties, and take up some service in ISKCON. So in Pune we have started BVS, we call it, Bhakti Vedanta Vanaprastha Sangha. Two groups are there, 45 to 60 is called as Srivas Thakur Sabha. And for Matajis it is called Malini Sabha. And 60 to 80 or 60 to 90 we are calling it Advaitacharya Sabha. And for Matajis it is called Sita Thakurani Sabha. So once in 3 months we have a 3-day camp for them. And every Wednesday we have a 2-hour class for them. So 3 goals I have given them. First goal is wherever you may be in Pune, you leave your own house to rent and then you come and stay next to the temple by taking a rented house. Initially some of them were shocked when I said this. Oh, how can we leave our own house on rent? But if you can do that, you will make a lot of progress. First step is try to come close to temple. Second step is come for the morning program. And third step, when you're coming for the morning program and chanting with devotees, hearing class, everything, then take up some seva in the temple. Now we have 30 devotees in our temple, morning to night they stay, Vanaprasthas. So I was telling Vanaprasthas in, Brahmachari is out. Brahmachari should go out traveling, preaching, bus party and everything. And Vanaprasthas are very experienced people. They have the experience at home as well as in the company. Both. Double experience, correct, no? And they can do wonders. So in this way, we are having a... People are asking, you are focusing on youth preaching, now you are focusing on Vanaprasthas. I said, Vanaprasthas are even more powerful than youth also. Because youth, if one youth joins the temple, parents are behind me. If a Vanaprastha comes to temple all day, whole family is very happy that they are nicely engaged. So in this way, sorry, I don't have time for question and answers for you because it was supposed to be till 10, 8:30 to 10, isn't it? Can I take 2-3 minutes, one question? Is that all right? Can I take one question? We will take and we will conclude. Now give the mic time. You can take this one.
Go ahead. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Guruji, you told that if a beggar approaches us and if we are capable of giving the charity to him, then we should give some amount of charity. But we are also hear that if we give some charity and they misuse it, then we also get the bad karma. You also mentioned one of the purports where Prabhupada says that unless we cleanse their mind, then we cannot help them. They will use it for bad things only. So what should be our approach?
While you are giving charity, you ask him, what are you going to use it for? And then he says, I want to use it for... Like, one beggar was telling me that, see, I am suffering so badly. My knees are reddish, completely reddish. And he had put something. I got down from the car, I said, come, I'll take you to the shop, buy the medicine and give you. He doesn't want. He said, I'll buy later. He said, why later? Later on I found this whole thing is actually drama. There's no actual wound. So we can sometimes make sure that it is used well. Instead of, if they want medicine, we can buy medicine and give them. Correct? If they want food, we can give them prasad. If they want clothes, we can give them clothes and make them chant Hare Krishna once. That kind of thing, if we do, then we are doing the best benefit. But in case you gave money, they misused it, actually you are not considered, what do you call it? You will not be victimized for that. Dharma, like many people are giving 50 paise, 1 rupee, not that all of them will be victimized because that fellow smoked a cigarette or something. Because your intention with which you gave is pure. At the same time, we still want to make sure that goes for the right purpose. Correct, no? So that is why those who are receiving charity should also show that this is the way we have utilized the charity. Properly it should be used. So I told many things. If any of you is hurt, please forgive me. If I spoke something very strongly today about the charity and tapasya and all those things with my little experience. And here in Chowpatty there are so many senior devotees here. I joined here in 91, I got connected here, and from that point of view, I'm like a kid, because many others are practicing since 1983-84, they were practicing. So, my email is available, you will find out very easily. If you go to Google, you will find out. In case any mistake I committed, you can write a mail to me and rectify my mistake, okay? Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki